10:31. Speaking on the opening night of the Democratic National Convention, Governor Gretchen Whitmer spoke about the coronavirus and essential workers.
We've learned who is essential too. Not just the wealthiest among us. Not a president who fights his fellow Americans rather than fight the virus that's killing us and our economy. It's the people who put their own health at risk to care for the rest of us.
The governor also spoke about Joe Biden's work alongside Barack Obama in bailing out the auto industry and paid tribute to 5-year-old Skylar Henry from Detroit, Michigan's youngest COVID-19 victim. And for a closer look at the first night of the Democratic National Convention and Governor Whitmer's speech, we are joined live by Dr. Dave Dulio, a professor of political science and director of the Center for Civic Engagement at Oakland University. So, Professor, thanks so much for being with us this morning. What did you think about what the governor had to say, mostly focusing on the auto rescue?
Well, I think it's exactly what I expected from the governor. In a convention speech at the Democratic National Convention, she did multiple things throughout the speech that fit the scene of a convention. She was tough on the president, which she has been for months. She has not been afraid to take on President Trump. She has battled with him before, and this was another outlet for that. She focused on the auto industry, which is, as everybody in the region knows, is so central to our state. And she focused on Detroit, which is going to be a key voting block, a key geographic area in the November election.
And the governor has been saying in interviews lately that Michigan is going to be close in the election. So just tell us, how important is the state going to be in the general election? Well,
it's absolutely critical to both candidates' hopes of winning the White House and putting together the electoral votes that they need. And you're going to see that throughout the convention. Of course, Governor Whitmer spoke last night. State House member Mari Manoukian is going to be part of the convention. Secretary of State Benson is going to have a role. So the Democratic National Committee and the Democratic Party is loading up on Michigan at their convention. And that's just another sign of how important our state is going to be come November.
Okay, so the format last night was certainly different than normal. We've heard a lot of mixed reviews, but did anyone knock it out of the park?
Well, I think that most of the focus is on Michelle Obama's speech last night, and rightly so. I think that again, it's exactly what we would expect. Not a whole lot of things broke the mold for me last night. I think we have to know going in that it's going to look different than other conventions that folks have seen in the past, right? It doesn't have the pomp and circumstance. It doesn't have speakers coming to a big stage to a roaring crowd, right? They have to find their way to make it exciting and energizing and watchable for folks at home without that kind of entertainment value. But they have other ways of doing that. I think you saw that last night with short speeches, video clips from all over the country. In a way, it's more like a series of television commercials that we would see rather than a convention. And for years, anyway, those things have been pretty much 4-day infomercials for the party that's holding it, and that really doesn't change, even in the era of having to do it virtually.
Okay, so what do you think people can expect the rest of the week?
Wash, rinse, repeat. It's going to be the same for the next 3 days as it was last night. Hard attacks on President Trump, highlighting key constituencies in the Democratic Party, and really trying to keep the Democratic base motivated.
So, we've heard that when they attack President Trump, it either works or it doesn't. In your opinion, what is it?
It's both, because it depends on who is receiving that message, right? Attacking President Trump works very, very well with Democrats and not so much with Republicans. And it's really about keeping the base engaged, keeping the base, and this holds for both parties, keeping the base energized, but also doing what you can to pick off every independent voter, every swing voter, every persuadable voter that's still out there.
Okay, thank you so much. Again, we have been speaking to Dr. Dave Dulio, professor of political science and director of the Center for Civic Engagement at Oakland University. And I'm sure as we get closer to the general election, we'll be speaking to him often. WWJ News Time.